share with me tonight?
Uh, I'm doing a buff event right now.
Oh, you are doing, I'm sorry,
Buff event.
boss event.
Yes, in Mint English company.
Uh-huh.
So I have to study 100 classes in a month.
Okay. Uh-huh. You have to study 100 something, 100 plus. That's a lot of things to do.
Yes.
Yeah. So, is there anything you want to share more
Uh,
before we start the class?
no.
Okay. So, did you prepare a topic for us tonight?
The the article, the beginner
Yes.
course number one.
Okay. Number one. So, that would be taxi drivers, about the taxi drivers, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, have you read this article already?
Yes, I read this article.
Okay. Kindly give me the summary of this one.
Summary.
Yes.
Taxi drivers in Madrid,
Mhm.
they decide to learn English on by online English course
Yes.
because they think it might be better for them to providing a good service for the tourist.
Mhm. Mhm.
So it might bring them some good effect. So they choose to learn English.
Yes. Okay. Is that all?
Yes.
Okay. So why do you think it's important for taxi drivers to learn English?
Taxi drivers are they have taxi drivers they have to take someone to another place.
Mhm.
That's that's the way the taxi drivers earn money. So
Oh.
if they
Mhm.
take more take more customers, they will earn more money, and
Mhm.
especially in tourist attractions,
Yes.
speaking English is important because lots of foreigners can speak English.
Exactly. Okay. So in here, why would tourists feel more comfortable when they realize that the taxi driver or the taxi drivers can speak in English?
The tourists feel more comfortable because they can communicate with the taxi driver.
Exactly. They can communicate well, right?
Yes,
Uh-huh. Okay. So I have this curiosity. Have you been to other countries?
yes, I went to Taiwan this year.
Oh, Taiwan.
Yes,
Okay. So did you have an experience wherein you had to ride the taxi?
yes, we rent a taxi for a day.
Oh, you rented a taxi for a day. So
Yes,
how did you communicate with the taxi driver?
uh, we can choose the taxi driver who can speak English and
Mm-mm.
who can speak English and Korean also. But
Oh, really?
yes, the taxi
So,
we have to pay
mm-hmm.
more to the taxi driver who can speak Korean. So
Wow.
we rather choose the person who can speak English.
Okay. Anyway, if you know how to speak in English, then it's better to choose that taxi driver,
Yes.
right? Okay. So, weren't there any difficulties when you ride the taxi?
When
Were
I
there no difficulties or complications?
Yeah, I think we don't have any difficulties because
Wow.
she can speak English.
Mm-hmm. So you did not have a problem with traveling. You could just simply say whatever you want, right?
Yes.
Wow. So that's nice. Uh-huh. So is there anything, I mean, are there any more countries you've been to? wherein you encounter different types of taxi drivers?
Uh, no, because the trip to Taiwan was, how can I say that? Not using a tourist company, just for ourselves.
Uh-huh.
So we have to rent a taxi and find some transportations. But the other trip was using a travel company with a
Oh,
large group of people together. So we don't have to take a taxi and we don't have any communication problem.
yes, because
There is
you
a
just
tour
have to
guide.
ride the ah, there's a tour guide. You just have to ride the bus, I think, right?
Yes.
Uh-huh. Well, that's nice. Okay. So it says in the copy, a satisfied customer is is the best advertisement. Now, why is that so?
Satisfied customer best delivery time. Yes, I agree
Mhm.
with that idea.
Yes. Mhm.
Because it's more uh, reliable.
Reliable. Okay. Can you expound the idea? Why did you say it's reliable?
But these days we can when before we use this service, we usually find it by online and
Mhm.
searching on
Mhm.
SNS, the social media, and find someone who already experienced that service before.
Yes.
So we actually uh, we are not choose the service by the advertisement, the commercial
Mm-mm.
TV programs like that. We are
Mm-mm.
choosing the service by the person who experienced the people, the story, real story.
Yes, exactly. When actually you get convinced when your friend actually encountered the service and she liked it, right?
Yes,
So you're gonna try the service because one person encountered it herself or himself, right?
yes.
Okay. So, have you ever advertised something to your friends? For example, you liked a particular product and you use it continually. Do you recommend
Oh,
those kind of
yes,
products to your friends?
yes,
Really?
I did. Yes.
Mm. So how would you tell them? Or how did you convince them to buy the same product as yours?
I can understand your question.
Have you ever advertised something
Yes, I
to your
did.
friends?
Yes.
Oh, really? What would that be?
What would that be?
Yes. What
Uh,
did you advertise to your friends? Did you
ah,
advertise a country, a company, a
the
product?
yes, the product.
Oh, product. What product is
Yes,
that?
the product for the relaxing our body. It's called
Oh,
roller.
wow. So what is that? What is the particular use of that product?
It's kind of roller that we can rolling by using our body. So instead of
Oh,
going to the shop and taking a massage, we
yes.
can massage ourselves
Mm-mm.
using that product.
Mhm. Okay, that's nice. Anyway, going back to taxi drivers. So, learning English is really important, not just for taxi drivers, but for all people because the English language is actually beneficial, right?
Yes.
Mhm. Okay. Uh, so taxi drivers in Madrid are actually practicing English already. How about in Korea?
In Korea,
Yes.
I think we are not that enthusiastic about learning English.
Really? Why did you say so?
Not everyone, the taxi drivers.
Mm-mm.
because in in Korea we can use the smartphone,
Mm-mm.
and if the taxi driver have a problem with the communication, they will use the
Mm-hmm.
translator application.
Ah,
So
so
I think yes,
mm-mm. So there is an application nowadays, right? So
yes,
you won't feel what is that? You can communicate easily with the taxi drivers when you have that application. I
yes.
think that particular application originated in Japan. Am I right?
I don't know that.
Ah, okay. So if you were to choose, would you rather just use this application or would you rather have the English skill?
If I were a taxi driver,
No, if whether you're a taxi driver or just a normal person,
uh,
would you rather use an application? For example, in speaking to foreigners, would you rather use an application or just use your natural English skill?
uh, if the person can speak English, I
Mm-hmm.
would rather speak in English. But if the
Mm-mm.
person speaks another language, I would use the translator app.
Yes. Uh-huh. Because it's a lot easier, of course.
Yes,
Uh-huh. Okay. Have you encountered this application already?
the kind of translator apps.
Yes.
Oh yes, I did.
Oh, so in what country you have encountered, or in what country you use this application to?
A trip to China.
Trip to
Uh,
China. Oh,
yes,
I'm
they the
sorry.
Chinese,
Uh-huh.
they don't understand what I'm saying in English, so I have to speak in
Oh,
Chinese.
using the application.
Yes,
So the application is precise or exact?
not that exact, but
Uh-huh.
the words that I'm saying is really easy things like how much
Mm-mm.
is it and where should I go. So they
Ah,
all understand by using an app.
okay. Anyway, it's the root word that matters, right?
Yes,
For example, even if the grammar is messed up or the grammar is not really that good, if there's the root word, for example, how much this, how much like that, it's
yes.
understandable. Yes.
So I think travel word is really easy, simple.
Mm-mm. Actually, that application made the traveling activity a lot easier, right?
Yes,
So, do you think it's advantageous, right? We both know that we can get a lot of benefits
yes,
from the
benefit.
application. But what do you think would be the disadvantage of that application?
Mistranslation.
Yes.
So when you speak about the easy things like how much is it, it's
Mhm.
clear.
Mhm.
But however, when you talk about the other things, for
Mhm.
example, at the Beijing, I went
Mhm.
there with my sister and she lost her cell phone
Mhm.
near the bus stop.
Mhm.
So at that time, using a translator app is not that good.
Mhm. Ah.
So we
Like
have
the.
to find the
Mm-mm.
person who can speak English.
So it's not all the time reliable, right?
Yes,
Yes, especially when you are already talking about paragraphs, right? Like blah 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 blah. Maybe it's not already exact.
yes,
Yes. Uh, so that's the only disadvantage of this application.
yes, I think that's all.
Mm. However, for me, I think when you have this application, you would be lazy already to learn languages, right?
Yes,
Don't you think so? Like, I know a lot of people who at first learn a particular language, and when they already have the application, they don't want to study it anymore. They don't want to study that particular language anymore because of the application.
yes.
Yes. Okay. Anyway, So it's still different when you know how to speak in English, right?
Yeah, I think
Yes.
maybe everyone
Uh,
should learn English to communicate with other people.
uh-huh, that's correct. Why is it so important? Why is English so important that even taxi drivers have to learn it? Can you give me
Oh,
the importance of English, the English language?
because many tourists can speak English.
Oh, many tourists can. For example, you're not a taxi driver. You're just a normal person. You still need to study English, right?
Oh yes.
What is the importance of that?
Oh, I think there are two things. The
Mm-mm.
first one is for communicate with other people using an
Mhm.
English, like taxi driver did. And second
Mhm.
one is in Korea, English is not the tool for communication. It's
Mm-mm.
also some kind of tool for evaluate people. So
For
if you,
evaluate. Mm-mm.
yes, if you have a same skill with another people, however, if you're
Mm-mm.
good at English, you will get
Mm-mm.
more advantage.
Oh.
Yes.
Mhm. About the evaluate people, about that part, what do you mean by that?
Oh,
Can you expound it?
every stage in the life in Korea,
Uh-uh.
like uh, okay, teenagers,
Mm-mm.
for the teenagers, they have
Uh-huh.
to go to the university,
Mm-mm.
and there's a kind of SAT, the exam, the big
Uh-uh.
exam for the high school
Mm-mm.
students.
Yes.
English score is very important for them. And after
Mm-mm.
graduating, we have to find a job.
Mm-mm.
And at that time, also, it is really important to getting a high grade in
Oh,
English.
yes.
And even
Exactly.
after getting a job,
Mm-mm. Yes.
to
It's
get a
it's
higher position, we have to learn English. Yes.
yes, exactly. Because we have this notion or we have this idea that if a person knows how to speak in English, he is globally competitive.
Yes.
Yes, globally. Actually, we started English in our country because we want to negotiate from the other countries, right? We need to have this connection. And what connects us from other country is the English language,
Yes.
right?
I have a question.
Mm-mm.
In Philippines,
Hmm?
almost everyone can speak English.
Yes.
So how does it possible they learn as a second language at school?
I'm sorry.
Uh, do you learn English as a second language at school or on
Yes.
TV? There's an English.
Actually, at school.
Ah,
Yes.
so the news and the TV they're another language, not on English, right?
Yes. Uh, we include English in almost paragraphs we say because in the Philippines it's really dominant. English is a dominant language in our country. We actually use English even when we talk at home, even on TV. Even the artists and actors and actresses, hosts, they speak English.
Oh, really?
Yes, here in our country.
So when you talk with your friends and family, also use the English sometimes?
Yes, actually, when I talk to my family, we use English.
I can't imagine that kind of things because I only live in Korea using a Korean only
Mm,
here.
yes. I heard the history because Korea did not include English in your curriculum because you know how to stand on your own. I mean to say, like you know how to make yourselves prosperous by your own, just within Korea. Am I
Yes.
right? Yes, that's why you never learned English. before. But for us Filipinos, like we really need the help of the Americans. We really need the help of other countries to make our economy prosperous. That's why it's required or it's a mandatory for us to learn this
Aha.
said language. Yes. So be proud. Yes. I'm actually proud of the Koreans.
Ah. Oh, why do you think
Yes.
so?
Because like what I've said, you you can rely on your own. Actually at first from zero, right? After the war, I think after Japanese war,
Ah, yes.
you went down from zero,
Yes.
right? From zero, and then suddenly the economy boomed. So wow,
Ah,
and
there are two sides at that
mm,
things.
mm,
Advantages and disadvantages too.
really,
Yes, very we got a high boom, economy boom
mm,
at
yes,
a speed.
uh-uh,
However, we also had another bad side at our
what,
history.
oh really, what
Yes,
would that be?
because the president want to do something like I don't know that word, but he want to
Mm-mm.
do what he want to do something,
In
and
Korea,
yes,
like he just want to do what he wants in Korea.
yes, like a
Ah,
king.
so that's a bad thing. Mhm.
But
So,
thankfully these
mm,
days the economy is not that bad.
mm. Yes, I really think that Korea is a really what's it? Prosperous country.
Yes,
Yes.
in a short time.
Mm-mm.
But at that time we lose our democracy and free. There's no
Mm-mm. And your
freedom in
freedom.
Korea.
Yes,
Yes.
I have heard of that as well. Uh-huh. So at least the point is the good thing is like you were able to do it to make your economy prosperous just by yourselves. So that's
Yes.
yeah. When I heard it, I was like really amazed. Like wow, like that. Yes, because I salute Koreans at that time. So you did not need globalization at that time.
Yes.
So which is good. So now, of course, all countries are actually competitive. So all countries wanted to be at the top.
Yes, right.
So we are learning the international language, which is English. Hmm.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So are there a lot of businessmen outside? Are there a lot of Korean businessmen outside Korea?
Oh yes, of course.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because it's
So,
really hard to live in Korea. It's a small company and there are many competitive person here.
mm-mm.
Yes.
So they prefer to have their business outside Korea because there are a lot more opportunities, right?
Yeah.
That's nice. Okay. Now, I have a question for you. Are you already working in Korea?
Yes, I'm working right now.
Oh, okay. But if you were given a chance to work abroad, would you grab the chance?
Yes, of course.
Oh, why?
Because it's too small. So
It's too
Korea is a
small.
small area and there are lots of people living here. The population is high.
Oh.
So all the things the we have to pay more money for
Mhm.
our rental house.
Yes. Oh, so it means like the cost of living in Korea is too high.
Yes.
I heard of that also. Like you are living in an apartment. Like most Koreans are living in an apartment.
Right, but
Mhm.
it's really cost high.
Mm, okay. Well, anyway, uh, yes, if you have the opportunity to go abroad, then why not? If you want to stay in Korea, well, why not as well?
Yes.
Either ways, you live your life the way you want it. To the way how you want it.
Right. I
Yeah.
think so too.
Yes. Uh, okay. So, do you have any questions? Suddenly, we were talking about taxi drivers, and then it was converted to English. Wow. Okay. Do you have any more questions?
Oh, no more questions?
No questions? Okay. Thank you for having this class with me tonight.
Thank you too.
Yes. Thank you so much. I had fun.
I'll meet you.
Just yes, just practice and practice because practice makes perfect. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of the evening.
Thank you.